Hi guys, Sharifa Tharpe here again. So I must apologize. I just did a live stream and my mic was muted the entire time. So if you were watching, I so apologize for what happened on that video. And what I'm going to do is stream it again to make sure that you get this information. I'm so sorry. So let me start again. I'm going to be touching on the true and false facts about the VAWA green card application, and that is the application that is for abused spouses, abused children, and that includes sons or daughters, and abused spouses, right, of U.S. citizen and legal permanent residents. Those are green card holders. So let us start. So my first statement is VAWA is only for women, and that is false. Okay, so men, if you are in this situation, you qualify. So if you are in in a relationship, or you're and that relationship could be with your U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident spouse. It could be with your parent, or it could be with your son or daughter, U.S. citizen son or daughter. Now, based on the name, it's not very intuitive. You would never just assume that men are qualified for this immigration relief, because it is based on the Violence Against Women's Act, but it protects everyone who is subjected to abuse. So men, you are included if you are currently in an abusive situation with your spouse, your son or daughter, or a parent. Definitely get in touch with me to get assistance on applying for the green card application. So the next one is that you must be married to qualify for this type of green card. Now, no, this is once again, it's based on a parental relationship, right? Or it's based on your relationship with your son or daughter. In addition to that, if you are in a common law marriage, which means that um, you are you think you're legally married, or you've been together for a very long time, and say your spouse, the abusive spouse, tricked you into believing your marriage was valid, that could also count and enable you to receive your VAWA application. So this is a very fact-intensive situation. But if you're in a situation where the person you are living with, they maybe staged a ceremony, or you went through the ceremony and did everything to be legally married, but it turned out they knew, for example, that they were married to somebody else, or they knew that they were defrauding you in some way to think you were married. They set up everything. They maybe got the preacher to or pretend preacher to sign off on your certificate. They fake the marriage registration or the license. If all of this occurred and you're really not legally married, but you thought you were, and you were defrauded into thinking, then definitely you need to get legal advice and see if you can get started on that application. So another statement is that in order to receive the VAWA green card application, you must be subjected to, or the situation must involve physical violence. False. So you do not have to be subjected to physical violence to qualify for this. It could involve threats. It could involve control, so abusive type of tactics, financial control, manipulation. It could involve coercion. They could threaten to hand you over to the police because of your status, or to hand you over to the immigration, to hand you over to ICE, or to send report you to be deported if you don't do what they want. So these are all also features of an abusive relationship that would qualify for VAWA relief. Okay, so think outside of the box. Somebody doesn't have to just hit you out for you to be abused. They can subject you to all sorts of horrible things. And if you have a list of horrible things that your relative has done, chances are this could qualify. And on top of that, you can prove that there's a pattern of horrible behaviors and mistreatment that you've been subjected to, then this would definitely be in VAWA green card category. So the next is, if you do not have legal papers in the US and you cross the border unlawfully or without permission, that you must leave the country to get any kind of US benefits. False. The great part about the VAWA green card process is that it allows you to stay in the United States, to apply for your green card while it's pending, you get to stay here. Now, if you have unlawful presence, that's basically the time that you've been here without your legal papers, then that can also be overcome. So it is not going to be something that's going to force you to leave the country to apply for any kind of immigration relief. The work permit is granted while the VAWA application is being processed, and that is true. Now, you can apply for a work permit during the VAWA green card application process. So the process, the entire process takes around 2 years. And so if you apply for work authorization, it will be granted as long as there's nothing going on with your VAWA application, but it will be granted for the length of time that it takes to process the application. And the work permit, you usually get that work permit within months of applying for it. So at the same time that you submit your VAWA application, you could also prepare that work authorization application and get it in to get the work permit. And that could take anywhere, I've seen some come as quickly as 4 months and some to 8 months. It really depends on the current processing time, but you usually get that work authorization within months. So there is a wait period for to qualify for this immigration benefit. False. There is no wait period. If you are in an abusive relationship with a qualifying US person, so usually the relative, remember, the US citizen or legal permanent resident, spouse, parent, US citizen, son or daughter. So if you are experiencing an abusive situation right now, you can apply right now, okay? So keep that in mind and get the help you need. Don't put up with it. You don't have to put up with it, okay? The next is, once you're divorced from your US citizen spouse, it's too late to apply. False. Now, there is a time limit. If you get divorced from your US citizen or legal permanent resident spouse, who is being abusive, who was abusive, you have to apply for this relief within 2 years of the divorce. So in this case, it's urgent. The clock is ticking. So if you need assistance to get started, give me a call at 561-405-4889. I help you through this entire process. I know it can be scary, it can be intimidated, and it can be complicated. And I'm here to help you through that entire process. All right. So, what you can do is give me a call at 561-405-4889 to get started on your application right now. Okay. Get out of that situation, gain your independence, and gain your freedom and happiness. All right. I hope this information was helpful, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Have a good one, guys. Bye.